Good evening, folks, and welcome back to Malt and Magic. Last time, our heroes delved into the shadows of intrigue and power as they conversed with their new allies, Ottoman and Garnet, uncovering a lot of lore. A lot of lore, I won't lie. But layers of lore that painted a very chilling picture of the cosmic struggles that the party face. Ottoman revealed harrowing details from his journey through the Shadowfell, and the Mornweald specifically, witnessing the rise of the Shrouded Lord and the diminishing influence of the Raven Queen, even. Meanwhile, Garnet brought insights from his multiversal travels, highlighting the dire implications of the Shadowfell incursions and the strategic importance of one location known as the Eclipse Tower. Amidst these revelations, our party took a bold step in the cosmic dance of power that has been sort of trickling throughout the world for a long time, bringing Nimue into full deific status by planting the last of her moonflower seeds. This act not only shifted the pantheons, but has also stirred the depths of Ardalia as a new god officially rose to power. And then they emerged from this underground sanctum, this underground temple known as the Moonwell Sanctuary, or part of the Moonwell Sanctuary, where a surprising encounter then awaited for them, or awaited them even. 4 moon maidens, who are the priestesses of Nimue, along with the mysterious and scarred Abaya Inoue wearing a gold mask, who then revealed himself as the true leader of the Serpent's Cloak, had all been ensnared by Cassian Vale's machinations. So tonight we continue to unravel these tangled threads, as our heroes begin to strategize their next move in a world that now brims with newly discovered gods, deepening shadows. So join us as the party navigates through alliances and enemies, with the fate of multiple realms now hanging in the balance. We are a very small crew tonight, so there is only 3 of us tonight, as Tom and Bodhi enjoy a holiday, and we also say thank you once again to Fletch and Josh from the Eldritch Press and Roll Together respectively for all of their efforts over the last couple of weeks. But we are back to just myself, Dave and Danny, as you'll see in a second. So with that being said, please note tonight's episode probably will contain mature themes. There will be in sort of all these discussions of cosmic power struggles, but there will of course be a lot of adult humour and a lot of adult language, so viewer discretion as always is advised. You have been warned. Let's roll.
Randomly updated, and I don't know why.
Oh, there we go. No, I mean, it looks okay. Hey, folks.
Hello.
Dave and I were chatting in the background, in case you didn't notice there. Talking about some new changes to the titles.
Perfectly timed, well done.
Perfectly timed. Comedic timing to the fore. But there we go. Very well, then. Let's not sort of hang around too much. Let's do our lineup. And then we will dive into it, because there's still a lot to unpack from last week, and probably even more to unpack this week. So I am Matt, I'm your Dungeon Master. I will be playing the sidekick characters of Callum, because Kami is elsewhere right now. In fact, I think Callum went with them as well, but we'll figure that out at some point. And any NPCs these folks decide to speak to.
Hello, I'm Dave, and I'm playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue.
Hello, and I am Danny, and I'm playing Lex Ordo, the UNT sorcerer. That was a really short lineup call, wasn't it?
That was a really short lineup. It feels weird.
Weird.
after 2 weeks of a colossal lineup. But yes, a massive thank you once again to Fletch and Josh for just joining the chaos that is Malta Magic for the last fortnight. It was a lot of fun. And hopefully they will absolutely be back. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, of course. Fucking hell, Tom and Bodie can shoot me later. But of course, shout out to Tom and Bodie from Homie the Dude, who are taking a well-earned break and enjoying their holiday. We'll be back next week. Yeah, a little bit awkward. Fucking, my brain is all over the shop tonight, so I've had a day off, and you wouldn't believe it, because I feel more stressed than when I'm at work. But
I think we go to work to like forget stuff.
Yeah, generally. Good stuff. That being said, then, last we left off. I know we've just done the recap, but specifically last we left off, Cavan, Edgius, Callum, and Takami, I think the four of them, had disappeared off into Eleanor to go find a place to rest, sort of sleep out the rest of the night, or see out the rest of the night, now that the Moon Maidens themselves had been administered first aid, some food, some drink, and were all bedded down inside the Moonwell Sanctuary, and this temple of Nimue, which now shines under radiant light of the moon. And you were conversing with one Abaya Inoue.
We were indeed. Now, I believe he was looking rather rough last time we saw him.
Just a bit.
But we had administered some
I cast aid
aid
on him last week.
Yeah.
Yep.
So literally some aid. And a little bit more, so hopefully he's not looking like he's about to pass out again.
I cast it on his snake as well.
You did?
You did indeed. So the snake itself, its head is sort of lifted up now. There's a little bit more vitality to it. Abaya is sort of in sort of the 20 minutes, half an hour that's passed, maybe 45 minutes at the stage. You've again fed water, that magical healing. He seems a lot more alert now. Still gravely thin due to starvation, but a little bit more robust, shall we speak, in his nature.
Okay.
Do you think you are well enough to answer some of our questions?
Looks up. Yes, I don't think I'll be sleeping anytime soon.
I don't mind saying it,
returning.
but well, I wouldn't say it's from our point of view, but the relationship between ourselves and the Serpent's Cloak has been borderline open warfare recently. You are saying this is because of the individual downstairs, and not necessarily how your Serpent's Cloak once were.
No. As I said to you earlier, the Serpent's Cloak was always a thieves' guild of sorts. Started as just a small group, grew under my influence. We were there for the betterment of ourselves, not to interfere with the world. Cassian quickly rose through the ranks thanks to some strange artifact he held and the power it gave him.
Do you know why this artifact gave him this power? Or is it he was simply manipulating it and other people around him?
I was unaware of the power of the artifact. It was not until I was imprisoned that I truly understood this was what was driving his abilities.
He has been a de facto ruler of the Serpent's Cloak since he kidnapped you?
Ruler is a strong term. We don't tend to have a ruler. We are the most influential tends to lead. It was me. Until he started to garner favor with the lower ranks. And they saw more with him. It will take me time now to correct this course.
Do you think that the Serpent's Cloak has this cancer has been spreading throughout the Serpent's Cloak, or is it when they all realise what he's been doing, they're all going to snap to their usual selves, for want of a better word? They're going to continue to look after themselves, or is this... do you think he has manipulated far more people?
I suspect the latter. I think I will be cutting this rot out for some time.
So we cannot really rely on the Serpent's Cloak anytime soon. Even if you were willing
wouldn't do so. I can offer in thanks my assistance, my knowledge, my influence, whatever that means, in thanks for the rescue. If you have fallen foul of the guild, then I can use what influence I have to correct that course as well, but bear in mind even, that I'm not sure how much that has any sway anymore.
That is very generous, and obviously if you can, that is great. I learned as much as I could from him, but I believe I learned it before he was corrupted by this gem, this artifact. I did not learn much. When trying to then communicate with the Serpent's Cloak again further down the line, I simply think that I was not ready for the challenge they provided me. This pretty much ensured that they wished me dead when I failed my mission, and that would be a shame if we are expending energy against each other.
Do you think you said corrupted there by the amulet? Do you think it was an actual proper, like, magical corruption, or do you just think it gave him power that led him to think about the station, or do you think it was a proper corruption, if that makes sense?
Cassian has always been one for power and influence. He sought the easy route to such things. I do not think it was a corrupting influence on him. I think it just provided abilities that allowed him to carve a path.
Right.
In answer to your question, I was just trying to remember. Was I to just poison them, or was it to just swap out a vial? I'm just trying to remember exactly what I was actually asked to do. I don't know whether I was...
Essentially, you were asked to take out the were-rat.
I was, yeah. I was asked to eliminate a certain individual. This was in a cruise, and I was told that this person had no longer provided their services well enough to the Serpent's Cloak, and it was my rite of passage to take them out. I did, but I did not do it as quietly as they were hoping for me to do it.
But the task was still complete.
Yes.
A rot, as I said. One that needs to be dealt with. As far as I am concerned, if you have done a job for us, and that job is completed, you're on the path.
Do you mind if I ask you about something you said a moment ago? You said you was going to return east to Nyalin or something like that to meet up with some allies. Yes. Do you think those allies would also I suppose, be our allies in our fight against the Shrouded Lord and Klein and Shadowthorn. Thorn.
It is a interesting conversation, or interesting question, sorry. These allies have not seen me in 30 years.
Is that how long you've been a prisoner, or just...
No. It's how long I've been hidden. I've been a prisoner for months.
They must assume you're dead, surely.
I did say I kind of faked my own death. My own benefit.
Oh, yeah.
If it is of any interest to you, there were some individuals, some women, perhaps even the princesses of Nylin.
Yes, the daughters of King Ander.
We were at a high society ball that went rather south. We found the individual who had unfortunately murdered someone at the ball, but they were there. They were safe.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It was very shortly afterwards that some of the Serpent's Cloak came out and tried to kill us. Thankfully, they left pretty quickly after that. That was when we knew that we were on bad footing for sure with the Serpent's Cloak.
Where was this exactly?
It was in Union City, and needless to say that Union City was rather unfavourable of them being there. It has caused some turbulence.
It means we are now on the radar of the Black Veils, and if there's one group I do not want to be on the radar of, it is the Black Veils.
Oh, I think you are most well, not you personally, but yeah, on the radar.
The Serpent's Cloak are
confirmed.
very much so, yes.
Yeah. We were aware of rival organizations, or even other organizations such as yourselves that might be opposing forces, and yeah, there might be some beef.
That is...
I'm aware of Mara Blackveil's affiliations, or suspected affiliations. Amends will
We can neither confirm nor deny. No comment.
I do not wish to speak out of turn and realise that, to be honest, what we can promise is nothing. But if ever you do need to get in touch with them, and I am sure you are clever enough to do so, but perhaps we can continue to help each other with favours. A back and forth.
And I'm also thinking, if it's Cassian who's been corrupting the Serpent's Cloak, which has got them on the radar of people like the Black Veils, and you are seen to be trying to undo that, then might garner you some favour.
An olive branch of sorts.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. Your serpentine friend keeps looking at me.
Yes,
Obviously, I am drawn to him
curious. You must hail from the Oblivion Islands, correct?
Yeah. Are you from that part of the continent?
No, I am aware of it, though. It is said that the birth of my organization, actually, came from that part of the world.
Does that ring true to Lex from stuff he might remember?
Make me a history check, please.
15.
15. Given what you know or what you've heard of the Serpent's Cloak and the symbolism, I wouldn't necessarily say you remember much from your time on this, but it all seems to at least make logical sense.
Yeah.
I thought it was simply just a metaphor.
Well, does the... probably not now. Does it still have much of a religious element? With the serpentine deity, or is that just like a...
No.
And is the snake just is it a magical companion, or is it literally just a pet snake?
She is a pet. My closest companion. She's been with me for a very long time.
And can I assume I'll get like a little knowing nod from the snake, as if to go, yeah, I'm choosing to be here, don't worry.
She certainly doesn't appear to be trying to escape. She languishes on his shoulder, to be honest. She's wrapped around his arm with her head just sort of over the shoulder, and just rests there.
Jewel will turn to Lex and say, "This was nothing of what I was expecting when we came to Elinor. Where does this lead from here? What are we trying to do? Where are we going?"
Well, I think, given on what we learned from Ottoman and Garnet about there being portals in Rosington and Thalister, I think they're top 3 destinations, but also the fact that they have the, what do they call it, the Eclipse Tower, which is on the convergence of the ley lines, which we assume is like a Shadowfell opposite of the Crystalline Isles Azure Tower. What I'm torn with, do we go and close the portals, or do we go to the Azure Tower to try and get information about the Eclipse Tower? I don't know, I'm torn, to be honest.
Turn back to Abaya. Please remind me, do you know much about the Triumvirate?
Only what I've heard, or overheard, from Cassian. It's a loose affiliation, if anything. 3 individuals with different goals, benefiting from power from another with more lofty goals.
Yeah, because we have the 3
in different ways. Sorry.
No, go on. All 3 of them gain power in different ways, you say?
From what I understand of Cassian's communications with them, and overseeing some things while undergoing torture, there is the female one.
Leora.
Leora, yes, that's the one. She is of a druidic nature, but fed by shadows. Probably the only one who draws direct power from this lord. Klein, the Lich, actually draws power from the void. I'm not sure what this is, but that's the way it was described.
The void, you say?
The void, yes.
This was this thing we understood, Lex. Was it not sort of the astral sea of in between planes? Sort of the next level up?
Yeah.
I'm talking in dimensions that make no sense, but you understand.
I'm with you. Yeah. The bit between. Yeah.
There's a bit between the bit between.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there is the wizard, the mage, who is obviously drawing power from what he can learn of ancient powers.
This is
Old
the
magics, blood magic.
Shadowthorn?
Chronomet. Yes, Shadowthorn. But Yes, blood magic, time magic, old magics.
When he says time magic, Jewel will actually inadvertently look over at Lex, just glance at him and back.
You say time magic. Is this a recent development? Do you know, or is this a long-standing thing he's been interested in? Lex is now panicking when he reawakened chronomancy. He's actually gave it to somebody by accident that he shouldn't have, or it was already there and he was second to the post.
From what I understand, it was something they were trying to harness.
Balls.
Couldn't unlock it, but recent developments had posed new opportunities was the word that was used.
Yeah. That one might be on me, because I did rediscover it in the Crystalline Isle, which actually might be good to go back there, because if the wizards at the Azure Tower have also been studying it since it's been awakened again, they might be able to give us some insight and some more intel on how to stop Shadowthorn using it. Maybe.
There was one thing they all talked about, something they're searching for, aside from power. It's a codex, I think they said. Yes, a codex.
Don't you have that, Danny?
No, I'm looking at my notes from last week because somebody mentioned it. I can't fucking... The Eclipse Codex.
Oh, okay.
Do you mean the Eclipse Codex? It's
Yes,
it's like a book.
That's the... Is it?
Well, apparently somebody told us it was originally used to destroy or banish the Shrouded Lord first time around. So either he needs it to secure his power or to prevent himself being banished again, but that could be a great weapon to us as well.
They did say it was a weapon. Didn't hear mention of a book. Just codex and weapon.
I think we have to keep an open mind that it is not a book, and maybe it is possibly even an artifact we are looking for.
Yeah.
It may well be with a book of instructions, so to speak, but perhaps it is something else.
Yeah, it might even be like a magical tome, like tablet type thing.
Yes, true.
Who knows? Given that we know we have to go to Rosington and Thaylissa, I'm assuming you've got branches of operation there. If we needed to get in and out of the city, maybe, or if I was a nefarious individual who wanted to get in and out of the city, aside from using my portal, is there underground tunnels? Is there secret entrances? That sort of thing that we could use and investigate?
In Thaylissa, it's been some time. I would have to... I will need to look upon the records.
For your reference, for your information, there is likely possibly just more political corruption in Thaylissa. It could be more systemic than this. We were accused of a murder there, and
You do get around.
we do. I really, we have come across all the wrong people. But we were accused of a murder that we did not commit, and it very quickly showed, because as I arrived to find the unfortunate individual, the guards were there to arrest me. This, of course, is far too coincidental, and we believe that we were framed. Or we know we were. I believe it was even by Shadowthorn. but I don't know whether he has done more of a political corruption there or not. So again, our reasoning for underground tunnels to get into Thales or subversive means would be simply to avoid any detection.
Very well. I will see what I can uncover for these 2 locations.
It was the Arcanist Artemisia who was murdered.
Studying... it's been a while. Studying an orrery.
I think that's how you say it. I still haven't got it right myself.
At the Helentho Lyceum and...
Lyceum, yes.
Shadowthorn had a very similar contraption. More of the reverse, the anti of this device that Artemisia was working on.
Dark device, I assume.
Well, it's all for like studying the multiverse or creating rifts in the multiverse.
Say it was the anti. I assume he was using it for dark deeds.
Yes, it could. I mean,
100%.
for all I understand, it could be the identical machine just being used not incorrectly, but wrongly. I could be wrong, but it could also be that it was intentionally built that way. But yes, he was using it for darker means.
Interesting.
We have believed that because that was there, there's a very good chance that he's gone back, and he's only been seen in 2 different confirmed locations. Is that right, Lex? The 2 places you mentioned earlier, Rosendum.
Yeah, Rosendum and Thalister. Yeah.
Yes. Now, the reason why we might want to get back to the Crystalline Isles... Sorry, please go on.
I'm just thinking of... From what I understand of orreries, might explain the connection to Shadowthorn and time magic. I think I have some information on this. Once I get back, I will send what I can.
Oh my god. Thinking about it, right? If you can use the orrery to figure out how the multiverse works, and you can open portals, and you're studying time magic, that's not to say you couldn't open a portal to a place in time across the multiverse.
I mean,
so for example,
thank you for ruining my evening there, Lex. That's brilliant. How the hell do we stop that?
And the Shrouded Lord could prevent himself from being banished. He could.
Okay. Perhaps the Shrouded Lord is also trapped in time.
Well, no, he's got his own realm in the Shadowfell, hasn't he? The Mournfield. I'm assuming he's currently active there, based on what Ottoman was saying.
Quite possibly, yeah. Going back to this Eclipse Tower, do you think that we can get to the Eclipse Tower from the caves or caverns underneath the Azure Tower?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because that's also on the convergence of ley lines, and I'm thinking if this is our material plane, and then underneath it you might have the complete opposite in the Shadowfell. They might know enough about the convergence of ley lines for us to at least depower the Eclipse Tower or know how to take it out. I don't really know.
The story we understood was a sect of the wizards broke off and were doing some dark dealings. They were doing that in the caves underneath the Azure Tower, and if they did that, then maybe they accidentally or even on purpose found that the veil is thin there, got through to the other plane. We're talking very literally here. We talked about the Shadowfell being underneath ours, but if it is also the way it works, maybe they got directly in and got direct into the tower?
It's like the Upside Down from Stranger Things.
It's exactly that, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we were going to go to the Azure Tower just to try and get more information about these caves, but actually, now we've got the time magic connection as well, and they might know something about the Codex, because it might be an old faction of the Crystalline Circle who banished the Shrouded Lord originally, so they may have records of that, so we know what the Codex is and potentially how to find it.
Look, I mean, it's the closest place, so I'm not saying it is. Well, I'm saying it quite possibly is the best next step. But also, is it not a good idea for us to just head to Thalissa, break his dark orrery if he's not there, and hope for the best? So bit of sabotage.
I just wonder do we need more? Because top priority is closing those two portals in Rosingdom and Thalissa, but I just worry: are we powerful enough, or do we have enough information to do that successfully, or do we need more intel from
We cannot get into Thalissa safely without the information of this good gentleman, and that is going to take him time to get. So I would say we have to regroup at the Crystalline Isle, at the Azure Tower. You find out more about your time wizardry, and we try and dig deeper into what this faction was. Perhaps with our information they can glean more. The one thing that we did know from that archmage there, he was not able to use his seeing magic, his what was it, divination, to gaze on any of these individuals. They were lost to them.
Shrouded in shadow.
Very much so.
Literally.
Interesting.
Can we not just make a shadow detector?
Surely that is just eyesight and look for where it's dark.
But the eyes play tricks.
I'd like you both to make me a nature check, as you mention eyes as well, specifically Jewel, and look at a buyer.
Wow.
Where did that go?
Fucking hell.
Oh, fucking hell. It was Dave tonight, not
Try
Dan.
that again, yeah. Nature is absolute dog shit. It's 12.
I'll allow perception as well.
20.
If that changes your roll. 20?
Yeah, it goes,
Well,
it goes from a
mine's
12 to a
4
20.
to a 5, so not really.
4 to a 5. I mean, it changes the nature of the discovery as well. Nature check would have been something slightly different. But with a perception check, there's a glow to a buyer's eyes now that you have almost fed and given this individual that vitality, that power, so to speak. There's only one other place you have witnessed, and with a 20, there's only one other place you've seen a similar glow to somebody's eyes, and that is with Takami.
Okay, is there a particular... Okay, yeah, it's more about he has just gained enough... That it wasn't that didn't flicker because of anything we said. That wasn't a
there's something about the nature of him as a being that is similar to Takami in a way.
Okay. Remind me. Well, I suppose so. Takami is. She got a subclass of like monk or something.
She's an monk, but
She's
she's
a
got
monk.
that astral plane shit, isn't she?
That's her monk abilities.
That's her
Way
monk
of the astral
abilities. So what type of?
So is her eyes due to her species? Or her astral plane connection? I can't remember what she is.
I don't actually know what she is in terms of species.
In my head, she's just like an anime character.
Yeah.
mean,
Just
that
getting-
kind of fits.
Insert generic manga designed woman. It's essentially.
Hey, I've taken a lot of time over this woman. Like, there's nothing generic about her.
All right, if you want to admit to masturbating to her on the internet, Matt, that's fine by me.
It's not me that's been masturbating to her, let's be fair.
It's Edges / Bodhi.
Cool, noted. And yeah,
Yep.
I don't know what to do with that, but
no,
thank you.
really don't.
No, that's fine. It's
Still very
just a
interesting.
little nugget. As I
Yeah.
say, if you'd succeeded on the nature checks, we'd have had a different story there. but it
Totally.
was a
No, that's
perception
great.
check,
It's good
so-
to know. It's good to know. Oh dear. Lexa, one thing that we were told is the more that we close portals to the Shadowfell and give, well, this was rather more of a looser term, but if we give other deities their control back, the weaker the shadows become, the weaker that this shadow deity also does. With what we did tonight, that presumably has done so? We have weakened them ever so slightly?
I hope so, because I know when we were talking to the Lord of Winter, and I will look at Abaya as I say that, noticing he's frostbitten, to see if that elicits a reaction. No.
Nothing.
Okay.
We know
Yeah,
it's up in
any-
air.
I was going to say,
Oh, yeah, we
out
do
of
know.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. So that was a pointless plot.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
It
no,
was- it was-
above table, you know that it was up in here. You as characters have no
Don't
fucking
know.
idea why this individual has
Thank
got
you.
frostbitten scars all
Yeah.
over the body.
And to that point also, Callum was like, you have been touched by frost or something. And so obviously we were like, oh, do they know the... And others like, oh no, fuck me, it was a massive
Yeah.
fucking dragon.
Yeah.
So you've not dived
Yeah,
into
so-
that. You can by all means ask.
I mean, I know we've saved the guys, but I don't want to go. Do you want to relive all the trauma and tell us about everything? Why are you disfigured and honourable? I'm not going to ask him that, I don't think. But yeah, so any portals we shut will help strengthen the Feywild, as I understand it. So it's part of the deal we made.
I miss the days when things were simple and it was just monsters in the dark.
Well, these are unfortunately still
Flames
monsters in the
and
dark, I'm afraid.
Portals. Yes. I miss the
How are
days
you
when
going to
it
get back
was
on your feet? Sorry. Interrupted.
I'm on. You
don't-
mean how am I going to get back to power?
Yeah, I'm still learning how to use metaphors. Hopefully, I did that correctly. But yeah, how are you going? Do you need passage from here on our airship? Are you going to find your own way, or what's the deal?
There is one thing that Cassian never claimed, and sort of reaches in the robe and pulls out this gold and jeweled serpent-shaped amulet. This is a symbol of my position as the High Serpent. It will still hold sway where I need it to.
That's pretty a ticket to anywhere you want to go, then. Okay.
Yes. Call it a do what I want and get away with it sort of card.
Nice. Do you have any more of those?
There is one. This is old.
So is this probably where we go our separate ways, maybe, unless you need our assistance with anything else?
This is where I will leave you. But
How can
I
we
will-
contact you again once you've found that intel for us?
At this, Abaya is going to look at Jewel. You have already taken steps along the path.
How do I
Fitting you
know?
hold a dagger that operates in darkness.
She will take it out and flick it around in her hands and be like, and look back up.
How much do you know of our ranks? Jewel, I think it was.
I do believe that I wasn't given really much information when I was learning from him before. Cassian, I mean.
No. Was it Cassian you learned from? Your abilities don't strike me as of Cassian's ilk.
I learnt along the way.
There is one rank in our faction.
Did Jewel actually learn a bit from someone in the village? I did as well.
Yes.
I can't remember. Bollocks, what was that? Who the hell was that? Oh, I'm trying to remember. Where's my backstory shit? It was... I don't know whether I've actually got this down or not.
It's alright. I will find it in a second.
Please hold, caller.
I love how EA is. It's just the sound of us two clicking.
Oh,
right
no!
now. There we go. Silas.
Silas?
Silas Greyshade. I believe. Let me just have a look. I know I've corrected that later on. Yep, Silas Greyshade.
Nice. Retroactively not say that then. I learned the majority of what I know now from Silas Greyshade. I believe he was more in hiding when he taught me.
Silas Greyshade. You would have known, sorry, I have just seen the note, you would have known Silas. So he revealed himself as Silas at the end, but you would have known him originally as Eldrin Thorn.
Yeah, I'd still say the other name, because that would probably kick in easier.
Silas Greyshade. That does make sense.
He went under a different name when I knew him.
This was very much his nature. There is a rank amongst our factions. I say rank, but they are more positions, not necessarily a hierarchy. There's a position known as the Shadow Blade.
I do know a little of what he taught me about this. You are the High Serpent, so the Shadow Blade is one below you? Yes?
If I was to call on my most trusted lieutenants, yes, it would be the Shadow Blades.
Jewel looks down at her blade again.
I fear few of them now exist. So, Jewel, if you wish, I sense it was once a desire. I would bestow this rank upon you as the first of my new Shadow Blades.
This is quite a surprise. The Serpent's Cloak I have come to know is a group I would never wish to ever be involved in. But the one you speak of is different.
I would rebuild the Serpent's Cloak as it was. Yes, we are a thieves' guild. Yes, we are known for assassinations, among many things. We tread a neutral path, not good, not evil. A necessary one.
Jewel will look to Lex and say, "We have built the Planar Detective Agency on similar policies.
I was just thinking the same.
We do what we believe is right. That does not always mean it is lawful. We do not necessarily work purely for our own gain. We do shoulder some empathy. But if this is not offensive to the way the Serpent's Cloak should be run, then I feel I would be much more aligned with your Serpent's Cloak. I will also be very clear.
This rot out. Please
We have loose affiliations with other secret organizations, but are not part of them.
Yeah, I mean, we may have to do some careful messaging and may have to smooth a little bit over. I'm just thinking like with Cavan and stuff, but
I mean, I was
I
going
think
to, I'm
your
going to say,
ethos is kind of aligned
going
with
back
our
to
ethos.
Mara as you know, a high-tier Serpent's Cloak is not going to go down well. But anyway, that is for us to shoulder.
Yep. She's not your fiance, so, you know.
Fiance. Mara Blackveil is engaged.
Lex,
I'll
we're
do
talking
the
to
shit
the
I've said
head.
too much, face.
Yes, we are talking to the head of an individual who is the head of the Serpent's Cloak, and an individual who thrives off information. I think we have given him plenty, and him has given us plenty, to be fair.
A wise decision. I will not ask any more, in respect to our mutual agreements and mutual understandings. Jewel,
So,
you do not
you're
have to
part of
make a
the team?
decision today. I owe you my life.
Please take it as a
Will come
kindness
with
that
certain advantages.
me even considering this is a good step in your direction. So
There's
thank
no
you for the
strings
time.
attached. It is merely me expressing such thanks. I will get the information that I have promised. I will try at least, and I will send it your way.
How will I be able to get in touch with you?
If you need to get in touch with me, you know the signs to look for. You have merely but to send a note. I will make sure it gets in the right hands. The rot will be dealt with.
If I agree to it, I am willing to lend my assistance in smoothing over the relations with the Blackveils.
Yeah.
Assistance.
I would appreciate the recommendation.
Very
Just let
good.
Mara know that reparations will be made as per our original agreements.
Then for now I believe we have an accord. And I am
Indeed.
willing to part ways here as allies.
Very good. Thank you both, and thank your friends as well.
Yeah, we
That
will.
he takes a hand and holds it out to shake your hand.
Jewel flicks the dagger back into its sheath and then shakes his hand and looks him straight in the eyes. Thank you.
I will watch your progress with great interest. Tell me, what is the name? I know it does an agency, but your party is known as...
The Planar Detective Agency.
I'll give him a business card.
Thank you.
This,
Slips it into the robes.
if we go ahead, will forever be our public front.
I
Regardless.
understand. Very well. It is still dark. I will use this time to make my exit. Do not look for me. Should I need to speak to you, I will find you.
That's comforting. Thank you.
It was a pleasure meeting you both, Lex and Jewel.
Jules just
With that.
waiting to see some special, like, is he going to disappear?
He's going to drop a smoke
That-
bomb and disappear.
He
Batman exit.
turns and walks out of the temple.
I was just waiting for the puff,
Closes the
I was
door.
waiting for the puff of smoke, and we all turn over, and he's just running out a door that way.
He does close the door, however, behind him.
5 gold if we go to that door. We cannot find him.
Oh, he gone. He is gone.
Lex, we did the right thing there. We weren't just duped by the Serpent's Cloak entirely, were we? I would feel such a fool.
I had no inclination that he was leading us astray at any point.
No, I
I was
have to say...
doing wisdom checks the whole time and I was rolling 20s, so he's
Really tempted to make you make an insight check now.
I'm happy
Go
to
on,
make
I
an
will.
insight check.
Come on. I got a dirty 20, mate. Dirty 20.
That's really annoying. I got a 12.
As you would expect, from the High Serpent of the Serpent's Cloak. Not a fucking clue.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not confident in my abilities. I'm assuming that means I've got him nailed on. I knew what he was on about.
I think Jewel is going
Just for
to...
clarity, I rolled a 21, so it was close.
Okay, it was close. It was close.
But yeah.
I mean, it's a bit of a long game. We saved his life. I think there was genuine gratitude there. And I think your disdain for the rot at the core of the Serpent's Cloak means having you on the team makes sense strategically for him. So I think there's some mutual back scratching we can do.
None of the
For
other
sure.
Serpent's Cloak ever were like that. They were all high and mighty and wanted to just generally kill us the first time they saw us.
Yeah, there was no parlay. There was no sense
parlay.
of...
And
No.
I get the distinct impression that even with a night's rest under him, I certainly would have been no match. There's a way in which he was able to move, even injured, that made me surprised. He was able to notice the dagger I was guarding myself with when we were bringing him out of the cage. This was an individual, if he wanted to, would have just up and gone, and we would not have stopped him.
I feel like he's the sort of person who usually didn't share that much information, and I feel like for him, that was probably an overture, some of the stuff he told us. And the offer to you, I think,
Yes.
was genuine, albeit it would serve him, but I think it would also serve you well, us well. Albeit some people might have something to say about it. Cabin might.
We-
Cabin's...
we-
well,
we-
I don't know if Cabin will care, but... his wife to be my...
It may cause some ruptures with Mara. I understand that. I think honestly that we just have to keep our friends close and our enemies closer, and we are going to have to find out if the Serpent's Cloak are enemy or friend.
But to be fair, though, right? If Mara considers us a friend, wouldn't she rather have a friend inside the Serpent's Cloak?
Exactly. Can I not be double agent until we know that we don't have to be? As in,
it's not even double agent. You're just generally aligned to both.
To both, yes.
And that's like the way he said it, when he was like, "We just play it down the middle. We're not on the side of good and evil. It's just what is right at the time." Albeit theirs involves money and ours is for the good of humanity. But
well, yes.
Similar,
come on. We could all do with some pay every now and then. So, if this works in our favour, and also sometimes if all we have to do is hand over some information and get paid, then great.
As head of Treasury, I can confirm we do need more money. So frivolous spending habits. Yeah. What I was going to say is, when he was talking about that amulet corrupting Cassian, as you were holding it, and I took it off you and put it in the trinket box, it did seem to be almost mesmerizing you, hypnotizing you. Do you think?
Yeah,
I thought to myself,
it's weird. I don't remember that happening, but I remember you taking it away.
Oh, you were in deep, man. You were like going down the rabbit hole, and I was in my head. I'm thinking, it's a portal key. We can use it to open a portal to the Shadowfell, close one down. But I'm thinking I need to understand it a bit more, because I don't want to just whip it out of the box and then all of a sudden I can't use it because of whatever reason.
Is that something that we would need to take to the wizards, or can we garner more information about it in the short term?
I could try to study it on our either now or on our way to the Crystalline Isle. See if I can get anything out of it. If it all runs off shadow magic, I think I know enough about that now to try and get some information.
Jewel then suddenly just very lightly slaps Lex on the shoulder, like, "Hey, Lex, you opened chronomancy for the freaking other side to use."
Can we not tell anybody that? That seems like quite the nail in my coffin. Yeah. It's all my fault.
The door opens up again,
and
fault. A blonde head pokes around. "Not disturbing anything, am I, darlings?"
No. Have you found any way for us to rest?
There's a couple of taverns. I think Gavin and Edgius and Takami were heading off to, what was it called again? The Sailor's Solace. I wanted to go to the Drunken Dryad. There's also the Twilight Cup, but that sounds boring. Drunken Dryad. Who doesn't like a Drunken Dryad? Feywild, But no, apparently they're off to the Sailor's Solace. Some dwarf owns it, but...
Well,
are we sure these are not brothels? They sound like seedy places to me. I heard dryads are quite forward in their sexual advances.
Huh. I know one that once seduced a king.
Oh.
Although I don't think they were a king at the time, but who knows?
I just had a flashback to a past life. Oh, what a shag in that tree. What a shag in that.
Campaign 1, folks. Campaign 1. If you've
brilliant.
not caught it, there was a lot of shenanigans.
That's some of my best work there. You should watch it.
I think that was one of our only fade to black moments of the whole campaign, actually.
I think it was as well. Yeah. Oh, man. Christ, what the hell were we talking about? The tavern, yeah.
So we can press the long rest button and I will study this amulet.
Very good. So you exit the temple and follow Callum. And he sort of said, so the dwarves a bit... I'd call him grumpy. but I don't know if I was a bit too forward. I'm struggling at the minute. Like, usually I'm good at seducing, or at least I thought I was. There was the situation with the sorceress lady, and now the dwarf. I'm losing my touch. So, maybe too much frost. A little bit of a frosty demeanor. I don't know. You tell me, darlings. Am I losing my touch?
No, I think that perhaps at Dryad's Gate it was quite the shock. The Enchantress really does have that sway of you. Think little of it, and I'm sure that your mojo will come back.
I don't think you really want charisma advice from me, right? I mean, my charisma lies in logical explanation of things to convince people it's the right course of action. I don't really suave and charm and so I have no idea if you're going to
Lex, I think I find that more attractive than anything else, but less said about that the better. Anyway, yes, Sailor Solace, off we go, and he begins wandering off. As you both look up to the sky, then, and see that moon shining bright. Hey!
Hello!
Thank you for the raid. Familiar faces. Familiar faces. So yes, as you exit this temple then and look up to the sky, you look to the moon, where you can see it almost directly above the Moonwell Sanctuary now, this temple devoted to the moon goddess. Hey Josh, good to see you, buddy. Thank you very much for the raid and thank you for joining us. The moon itself is haloed. There is a ring of light around the moon. I'm going to ask both of you to make me religion checks. It's a high DC, but just in case.
Oh, come on.
Religion is dog crap. So let's find out.
I got a 15.
Yeah, I got a 10.
15. Do not all allow a 15.
Come on.
This feels like an omen, Lex. Being a creature
no.
of logic, omens and stuff like that. But you're also aware of this fundamental shift that happened not so long ago. Hour ago. Or hours ago. It's also this moment that you notice along all the rooftops. There are owls atop. There are bats hanging underneath. Almost like all the nocturnal creatures are out in force tonight.
Jewel does that weird cat thing, just goes. I want to get him. I want to get him.
Right, Jewel's going to be either trying to catch an owl or a field mouse for the rest of the episode. So that's great.
Very good.
When you say if I take it as an omen, do I get the sense of what that omen might be? Good, bad, or just
Ugly.
it's just a something in the win column for us, maybe?
I think given the nature of what's happened, the omen is not omen's probably the wrong word. It is a foretelling of such that the power of the moon has shifted, and where there was once a moon deity in the old pantheon, power has transferred. This is all sort of building on the information that Ottoman gave you and the things he'd seen and different things coming to the fore.
And could I maybe take from that, because in theory, moonlight creates shadow, but if it casts light on the darkness, that could be a good thing in the terms of the Shrouded Lord, right? Because what I always struggle with is, in the darkness there isn't any shadows. So does that mean shadow creatures are more powerful, or do they need light to create shadow for them to operate? Or am I just fucking making myself go cross-eyed?
That is a really good one.
Unless
As
night
Lex,
is one big shadow, I suppose.
I am going to ask you to make me a straight intelligence check, please.
Because Danny is not making a good one in real life at the minute, so...
No, because that's a great logical argument, and I want to see what Lex understands. I'll allow you advantage as well, given you are a creature of logic.
Good, because that was shit. 14.
With a 14 then, and running through that logic in your head, shadows are creatures of darkness. Lex would probably feel that in the darkness, and given the nature of the Shadowfell itself, a realm of perpetual twilight, if not darkness, that is where creatures of darkness thrive. In the dark, in the night, to have a beacon of light such as the moon, Lex would come to the conclusion that can only be a good thing.
That's the answer I was hoping for.
I suppose also he'd notice potentially that Jewel's Dusk Dagger does more damage in dark areas.
Mm-hmm.
So
all these little things you would build on, like
yeah,
a dagger of darkness is more powerful in shadow. The shadows that you've encountered have come from a realm of darkness, and knowing what Aegeus has sort of done, gained, seen, conversed with, all of the things you've seen as well on your journey, light against the darkness can never be a bad thing, essentially.
basically, if anyone can ever cast Sunbeam, then probably going to do a hell of a lot of damage to shadow creatures.
Campaign 1 and my whole fucking vampire nest just obliterated. Nuked.
Yeah.
Very good.
Just going back to Jewel. Jewel would intrinsically know. Well, you can tell me this about when Abaya was talking about the symbol that she'd need to look out for. That is the same symbol as before. So basically, the Serpent's Cloak. Cool.
The Serpent's Cloak symbol. Yeah.
Probably mulling over the information that they got back at the tavern, Jewel would probably start drawing another poster. But on this occasion, she'd, in the bottom right corner, try and put one of those almost optical illusions in, where like you have to fuzz your eyes and then you can see that symbol, so that it is not just a gold symbol on a purple like poster. This is like it's kind of hard to see, but it's there because you're just sort of testing the waters.
I'll say you create a negative space image then.
Yeah.
So it's not immediately apparent from the calligraphy and the line art and the work that you put on the page. It's only when you look at that negative space that you see the symbol.
Yeah.
So yeah, very good. Anything else we wish to do as we head off towards this tavern then?
No, I'm going to wait till I get to the tavern before I do anything with the amulet.
On the way back, Jewel would actually just keep an eye out for Abaya.
Make me a perception check, please.
He's right next to you.
I was going to say, yeah, suddenly he's going to go, hello. Well, might do with a 29.
Fucking hell.
That was nearly the best roll I can do.
Can we just assume you pass all perception checks?
From level 11, probably. So I get the whatever it is.
Unfortunately, Abaya's got a plus 17 to stealth.
Yeah, wow.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
You don't see Abaya.
Yeah.
But I will say, in your mind, Jewel, you hear his voice. I said, don't look for me. Farewell, Jewel.
Still wanted to try, and farewell.
With a plus 17 to stealth, you
Again,
couldn't
make
even smell him.
me... make me a nature check, Jewel.
10.
10. Very good. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent stuff. You then head, and Callum leads you to not far away from sort of the shore. And you know, Elinor's not a massive city. It's a smaller city, and it's very much a coastal city in this, or sort of on this main island, or one of the 3 islands of the bay. It's a very hearty inn, quite near the docks. As you approach it, even though we're in the midst of summer and the night itself is not cold, you can almost feel the warmth coming from the tavern itself. And you wander in, and it's there's already a lot of noise and frivolity. You see Edgius already up, playing a song. And for once, he's actually transformed into his androgynous form. That blue-eyed, pale-skinned, long sort of black hair. And he's playing the lute, and everybody's dancing. You can see Cavan sat actually at a table conversing with Takami in the sort of a deep conversation there. And Callum's just going to look at you both. Ale? Wine? Any preference? Sleep?
Sweetberry wine, please.
Sweetberry wine. Well, it's a good thing we're in an elven city. I imagine that's quite frivolous here. Frivolous? Is that a right term? Fuck it, I don't know. Anyway. Lex? Drink? Shots?
Tea. Tea. Definitely not any more shots. I've learned my lesson from you the first time. Actually, no. Fuck it. A really small glass of wine.
Lex, did you just curse?
We're celebrating a victory. Oh, I've changed. I'm in tune with my inner chaos now, and chaotic Lex says the fuck word.
I feel like I've learned so much since I came back from the Feywild. Did you like my new tricks, by the way? We didn't discuss that. Look, the fucking icy hammers and stuff. That was cool, right?
That was amazing. Yes.
Cool as shit.
Get some drinks and let's chat about it.
Let's do that. Barkeep. And you see a robust dwarf who sort of just looks up. I thought I already kicked you out. No, I just went to find my friends. I'm pulling your leg, son. Aye, so, drinks, my friend. What's, wine, I heard. Mixed berry wine, do you know what? I've got some fine mixed berry wine from Dryad's Gate. And begins to pour some wine. There's no such thing as a small glass in this tavern, so, like, they all come out large. And sort of Callum pays, brings over the wine. Do you know what? I almost shit myself when he said I thought I'd been kicked out. I didn't think I'd had that bad of an impression. But there we go. So, yes. Here we are. I believe Cavan's got room keys. Jewel, I think you're in with Takami again.
Ah, good.
Would her and Edgius not be bunking up?
Would we say they're at that point? I feel like it's the beginnings of a blossoming of something. It was a very nice hug that they had, but I'm not quite sure they're at the shagging stage just yet. And how does one shag a skeleton? I'm not sure. How does that even work?
I get flustered. I know he can morph into. I don't want to talk about this.
Oh, the images. Oh, good lord. Let's try this wine.
Callum is deep in thought, literally just like.
He's still thinking about it. Can we change the subject, please? I feel awkward.
Please do. I have far too many images in my head, and none of them are sanitary.
At some point, Jewel wants to then just pop over to speak to Takami. Takami, have you got a second?
Cavan, give me a minute. Cavan just sort of nods. And, sure, Jewel. What's going on?
Takami, I mean, forgive this. It does not mean to be rude, but could you tell me more about you, as in your lineage? I saw something in the recent individual we saved, their eyes were very similar to yours, and I was just intrigued. Forgive if this is a rude question.
I'm not quite sure. Lineage? Like, what was similar about them? I'm from...
Their eyes glowed in a very similar way to the way yours do on occasion. Is that from your teachings, or more from what you are?
Did you born with glowy eyes, or did you learn them from being a monk?
Straight to the point, as always.
Do you know what? I love him for it, though.
It's helpful.
I'm told, and I don't know my parents, but I'm told I am not 100% human, even though I look
human,
relatively human.
Join the club.
More than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jewel, you're beautiful. Like, there's no two ways about it. Lex, I know you're.
Just stroke you.
Lex, I know you're humanoid. You and he are not common, but more common than my kind. I don't 100% know. I'll be really honest, but from what I'm told, there are a number of names for people like myself. Dream-touched, spirit-born, star-linked. The other names that come up quite a lot are Quarians and Kalashtar.
Have I ever heard of any of those?
Make me a history check, please.
No. 8.
I'll do so as well, actually. And I got a 14. I've rolled 14 so many times tonight.
You have heard the term spirit-born before, at least. I imagine while you were in the plane of Mechanus that there was an education around the races of individuals within the material plane as you prepared to return, so to speak. And it's almost like there was a footnote around spirit-born, or individuals that are spirit-born. With a 14... How much do I want to give you? With a 14... Ooh,
I'll take all of it, Matt, to be honest.
Yeah, you're not getting all of it with 14. Not quite enough. It's almost there, but not quite enough. I'll say with a 14, what you do understand is that this race of individuals or creatures like this did not exist in Ardalia prior to the return of Nile. That fundamental shift and the unlocking of the world, essentially, allowed new beings to step through from different multiverses and stuff like that, or different universes within the multiverse. You know that...
Is it saying... So are we basically saying that she's an astral plane bastard?
No. There is a... From what you remember with the 14, you know that Spiritborn, these individuals are known to have somehow bonded with types of spirits. The whole race is bonded with certain types of spirits. That's what I'm going to allow you with a 14.
Above table, was Obaya's ability to change his face just the mask of many faces? Or do we think it was connected more to his...
A buyer's ability to change his face?
Seem to remember that he was just able to look like different people.
Oh no, he was just a fucking master of disguise.
Yeah,
sorry,
that's
was,
fine. That's fine. That's
one.
why
Yeah,
I was
no,
just
he was
like,
just
yeah. Just the mask of many faces, or just master of disguises. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, just really good at disguise, kid.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's fine. All right.
Any more questions? Sorry.
No, sorry.
I mean, if you uncover anything more, I'd love to know.
No, of course. And either forgive us for not asking before, or forgive us for asking now. Just was intrigued.
You say that old guy was someone like me?
Yes, I believe so.
It's in the eyes.
Yes, it was quite distinct. I've never seen it in anyone else other than you.
That makes sense, because supposedly the spirits exist behind it. I don't know. Still trying to figure it out myself.
It's Takami, I realise that you're going to, well, hopefully come wherever we want to go, but would you say it is more important that we close the portals or gather more information?
I don't feel qualified to answer that question right now. I feel like there's a lot going on with the portals, but at the same time, we have no idea what we're dealing with.
No,
So,
I mean, coming to Eleanor was our best bet to try and find out more information. It was correct. We found more information, but it now has given us more questions than answers.
I just want to address one thing as well.
Yes.
Next time there's a big portal to evil places, please don't jump through the fucking thing again. I know you bisected that guy and threw him back through, but still, like, you could have got stuck and been lost.
I don't think we can promise that.
I was going to say agreed, but we will be going through some portals intentionally in the future, but I think we'll all agree when that's going to be.
Okay, if we're going through, we're going through together.
So we'll be okay. Yeah.
I feel very underqualified.
You did really well, Takami, really well.
Well, at the very least, protect Edgius from himself.
And that. I know it's his full-time job.
I feel even less qualified for that.
Join the club.
Like, he's Edgius, and he's an individual, and apparently he needs me.
Is the word.
That's yeah. Make me an insight check, please.
Love it. Hey, not bad. 19. Yes,
Nice.
I can do math.
She is stumbling over words. There's feelings there that she's not quite figured out yet. I'm going to use the word special. Unique, special, all of these things.
In every way in which that word is used, it is correct for him.
In every connotation of the word special.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
And she smiles and laughs. Well, I was not expecting to have this conversation tonight, I'm not going to lie.
Me neither.
And anything else I can do for you?
No, please. Are we bunking together? Please say that we have
yes,
separate rooms.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank goodness.
Absolutely. I've already spoken to Kevin and Edgies about this, but I need you to do one thing for me.
Yes.
The item you saw downstairs.
Your genitals?
Don't mention it. No. Fuck. God damn it. Lex, Edgius has been a really bad influence on you.
I'm feeling about, yeah.
The weapon I used while we were underground.
Yes.
Oh, the big
Please.
dragon.
No, shut. Fuck it. She literally. One of the astral hands actually comes out, smacks you full in the face. Don't talk about
Fingers
it.
on lips.
Just shut the fuck up about it. Don't mention it.
What?
You didn't see it. Doesn't exist.
So what?
Thank you.
Can you tell us about it tomorrow?
When we leave, when we're on the road and there's nobody around, I can tell you all about that. Because, yeah, I probably owe you an explanation, but not here. Right.
Confirmed there is a
I
dragon
think it's time
looking
for bed.
after Kumaria. Just gonna put it out.
100%.
100%. You cannot tell us that there isn't.
She's got a dragon staff that she has to hide. Come on.
Takami at this point is just going to say, time for bed, I think. Edgis is having fun. And she looks over to Kevin. Kevin, I'm going to I'm going to go to bed. And Kevin just takes the key and sort of tosses it. Misses. And Takami's just there like, I'll go get it.
That's Kevin just down to
Goes
his
and gets
drink
the-
and hers. Just fucking neck hole and everything.
Kevin then joins Edgis on stage, takes out his sort of hand drum, begins to drum a beat, and yeah, they continue on. Callum at this point, you can see he's just been there with that whole wine skin, just sneak it in, just looks up. Berry wine's fantastic, darlings. You should try more.
As he's finished the jug of wine, then I will place it in front of Edgius and Cavan as a tip jar, because the Hedge of Treasury needs more money, so I'm hoping we'll get some silvers at least in there.
Excellent stuff. I am Lex. I'm going to ask you to roll me a d20 then, please, and we will make a performance check for Edgius.
Jewel, seeing this, also just tears a bit of her parchment off and just writes tips, and then takes it over and puts it next to the jar.
You need to roll with advantage as well.
Oh.
Well, I got a natural 20, so I don't need to.
Oh.
In which, fuck it. People begin throwing gold coins in there, and you're just sort of looking at this like, that's topping up nicely. I'll say by the end of the night, you have gained easily 200 gold pieces.
Ka-ching. Have we got like a slot machine sound drop? That's what we need. Like a
Into it, don't I? Very good. As then Takami disappears up to the room. Jewel, I imagine you follow not long after that.
Yeah.
Parties had downstairs. Lex, you probably grab the key off Cavern and disappear up to the room as well. You can all click the long rest button.
Hell yeah.
And everybody has a night of rest. And
Oh, I did want to try and investigate that thing before I go to bed.
Which thing?
The amulet that Jewel
The amulet.
stole off Cassian. See if I can figure out what the fuck it is all about.
I am going to say we will take a short break then, but that will be the first thing we do when we pick back up in the second half.
That means it's not going to be good news. Okay.
No, it's gonna be loads of information. I think either that or you are actually just gonna get possessed by it, and then we're gonna be chasing you.
I have to unpress the long rest button because I'm dead.
Amazing stuff. Cool. Well, thank you again for the raid. Good to see you all together again. And thank you, Josh, once again for joining us in the last 2 weeks. It was amazing to have you, buddy. And we look forward to having you once again on stream. We're going to take a few minutes just to refresh, get a few drinks and chill for a moment. And then we'll be back. Cool. See you in a few.
I feel like because of
hopefully
cheater in the chat, I need to go read up on some Bill Nye Science Guy or some Brian Cox physics stuff.
I mean, I put it in the chat, and I love the conversation, but you're putting far too much faith in my knowledge of physics. Dave will know well, having been at school with me and physics did not go well together.
Yeah, but also in A-level maths, we were both listening to War of the Worlds, so that didn't help.
Sorry, Mr. Hyam, if you're listening or watching. To be
Cat's
fair,
got
in
back
GCSE
now.
physics, at this time of year, we spent more time listening to Christmas songs than we did actually whatever the...
Yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, Mum.
But if you're the DM of this world, you can make the rules of physics.
Yeah, it's fine.
Dyson spheres exist, and
String
we
theory
all
is
live
real.
inside a black hole. There you go, done.
Yeah, there we go. Very good. So, we join as everybody else rests peacefully then, and at some point, Lex, I imagine you probably see, or you wait until after Edgius and Cavern and Callum have all come up and just sort of collapsed on a bed. And then you sort of look at Cog and Cog, knowing what you want to do, just disappears into the bag of holding and pulls out the trinket chest and just places it in front of you, and then takes his legs and opens it. Run through the items that are currently in the chest for me.
So, currently in the trinket chest, let me just bring up my imagery just to remind myself. I have got the astral plane necklace.
Mm-hmm.
This new pendant. I also have, according to my character sheet, whether this is still correct or not, the morning dew infused with laughter and a moonlit flower. That's gone.
They are both gone. They are both gone because they were used in the spell for...
They were consumed. Right, okay.
Yes.
So it's just the astral plane necklace and the onyx pendant. It used to have the onyx key in it. But that's gone now.
That was consumed. Yeah, so that was consumed by your...
So it's like my planar travel box.
Absolutely. Make me an investigation check, please.
No. Yeah, I'll look at it before touching it, eh? Oh, I rolled a 7.
7. Very good. So that was just looking at the box. Don't worry about that. Very good. So you now, I'm assuming, you take out the onyx amulet. Are you picking it up?
Yep.
Make me a
Yes, with my hands.
Throw, please.
Oh god, straight off the bat. 26.
26. Fucking hell.
Nicely done.
You pick this up, you don't even feel anything off it. You just literally pick it up like it was nothing. What would you like to do with it?
I would like to try and figure out if it has... Well, obviously it's going to be shadowy magic in some form, but considering how it was kind of drawing Jewel in, I want to try and figure out, I suppose, above table, I don't know how I explain it, under table, what that Constitution saving throw is for. Like, what is its power? What does it do? It's not sentient. I think I can gather that. Did you say arcane?
I did. Arcana check, please.
7.
7. It's difficult to understand why this drew Jewel in, why she was staring at it. It is quite obviously magic, a magic item of sorts. But you're not quite able. Sorry, not quite unable. Fucking double negatives, that wouldn't have worked. You're not quite able to fathom what it is about this thing that meant Jewel stared at it so intently, or why.
Okay. Would it be a different check or another check to try and figure out what power it might have given Cassian?
Give me another Arcana check. Bear with me.
Stop rolling shit! I'm swapping dice. I got an 11 on that one.
That's right. I just want to look at your character sheet as well. Do you know what? Given your understanding of the planes, give me an Arcana check, but add your proficiency bonus on top of it. So if you've already got proficiency in it, essentially make it an expertise roll.
Okay.
So I think for you that would make it a +8.
Fucking hell, man. I rolled a 5, so it's 13.
13. There is clearly something planar about this. That is abundantly obvious. And the fact that Cassian actually used this, and you witnessed that, he used it to open this huge rift between the material plane and the Shadowfell, to the point where it could actually allow this adult dragon to get through. You've not seen a portal that big before. In all of the portals you've seen, they've either been enough to fit a humanoid through, or probably about 3 foot by 3 foot. Well, probably slightly larger than that, but nothing that's been the size of an adult to allow an adult dragon through. So, even though you struggle to connect with the magic of this orb and understand what it does, there is clearly a connection between this and the Shadowfell. Do you have the identify spell?
No.
Right now,
Not yet.
that is all you're going to get from an Arcana check.
Okay.
Is there anything else you wish to try and do with this orb?
I don't want to try and activate it because I don't want to open a portal by accident to the Shadowfell in my bedroom. It had a... While he was using it, did you say it had like a green glow to it?
Yes.
Would I understand that as a magical aura? Or would I know what that green glow is? Or might it signify? Clutching at straws.
I'm going to ask you to make me a history check to see if you've seen this anywhere else before, to understand if you've seen any effect like this before.
13.
13. No. It's a struggle.
It doesn't...
It was clearly tied to... excuse me. Clearly tied to that connection to the Shadowfell somehow. Like all of it links together, the greenish glow, the fact that it connects to the Shadowfell and its innate magical ability. All of that ties together somehow.
And randomly, it being in close proximity with the astral plane necklace, they don't set each other off, or they don't do anything weird to each other.
No.
Okay, that's good to know. Looks like I've exhausted all of my possibilities with my shit rolls. So,
I will caveat that last answer with, in the box, they don't seem to do anything.
oh, come on, let's get them both out of the box then. I'll have one in each hand to see what happens.
Yeah?
Your testicles explode.
Yeah, for shit. For shits and kicks.
Pick up the astral plane amulet then, the astral plane necklace. As it comes away from the box, you watch as Cog's eye goes from that sort of orangish, yellowish glow to blue to black to green to purple, and just sort of... and then Cog just drops down inert.
Oh, fuck.
Your hands, as you hold... I'm assuming you're holding them in separate hands.
Yep.
It's almost like trying to bring the same poles of a magnet together, or two magnets together. It's a struggle to get these things closer to each other.
Okay. I wouldn't have thought the astral plane is like an opposing force to the Shadowfell, given that what we learned by the Lord of Winter is that the Feywild is kind of like it's yin and yang. But then if the astral plane is the bit between everything, I suppose it makes sense that it could also be doing that.
There's certainly not an attractive force here. It's just... And it's almost like not opposing, it's just you physically can't move them any closer, or I'll say any closer or further apart at this point. It's almost like where you've held them now, your hands are fixed at that distance, no matter where you move these things.
And does any of this cause any interference or interaction with my Mana Stone of Time necklace that I also have on?
It's a good thing you reminded me of that one.
Oh, fuck's sake. I'm glad I brought that up. I end up in the age of the dinosaurs.
Your Mana Stone of Time, then, usually is just a blue crystal, I believe.
Let me just check. A fragment of pure Mana Stone, yes, it will be blue. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's where are we?
You can't usually see it glowing because it's underneath me 3-piece suit.
Yeah. As you take that, as you now look towards it, and have these crystals in or these amulets either side of it, essentially, it's almost like the Mana Stone perfection shifts, and you begin to see those blue and purple veins begin to bleed through it and grow brighter.
In a sense that it's becoming corrupted, or it's becoming more powerful.
You would understand. You know that Mana Stone itself is the pure form of Wrath Strike.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going on my camera right now. It's just fucking struggling all over the shop, but apologies for... Wrath Strike itself, when it's in that impure form, is a dark crystal that has blue and purple veins that bleed through it. Much like the background to our stream. You've never seen that happen to a Mana Stone before.
I'm going to add that to the list of questions for the crystalline circle when we get there. But it's also making me think that I cannot let Shadowthorn find out I've got a Mana Stone of Time, because he will decapitate me for it. I mean, he wants to decapitate me anyway, probably, but not for that reason. I need to keep my chronomancy a secret.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
And then, oh shit, Cog's unconscious. I'm going to have to turn him off and on again. So I've just remembered. So I'll put them back.
And you actually have to sort of bend, and because you can't bring them close together, so you drop one in, and at that moment it's almost like your other arm releases, and you drop the other one in.
And then does Cog automatically reboot, or do I need to?
As you drop them both in, there's like you hear the whirring of gears, and Cog's just sort of he rolls back onto his feet, the wings, and it's almost like that moment where a robot resets in traditional films, if you like, where one wing comes out, the sort of the bronze iris, if you like, that opened, or the bronze shutter that Cog can use to open and close his eye, sort of shrinks and opens again, and then Cog just looks at you.
What was all that about?
An Immodron? I have no idea. Why did you let me fall?
I literally was stuck holding these two things. I could not move my hands further apart or close up. If it was these, I couldn't catch you with them in my hands. It would make it worse. I'm sorry.
Let's not do that again.
Has that ever happened before with anything? I mean, actually, while I think on it, have you ever been on a modern march? No, they don't happen very often.
No, I have not.
Oh, so you wouldn't have even visited any of the other planes for you to have felt something similar before, maybe?
This is my first extra plane.
No.
I was created for you.
We'll have to figure it out together, because I don't want that happening again, but we might need these again. So, hopefully the guys at the Crystalline Owl will know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Sorry, buddy.
It is okay. I am fine.
Yeah. You get some rest.
Make me an insight check on Cog, please, with that one.
That dice was very happy to jump all over my desk. That is a 18.
18. You know Cog really, really well. Modrons usually don't show emotion or emotional quirks, but you understood in that moment Cog was just being sarcastic when he did that.
Time away from Mechanus is affecting us both, obviously. Do you have a little chaos in you,
Apparently
buddy?
so. I move my head like Cog's got a head, but it's the whole body just sort of rotates around on the legs and the wings. Your chaos is influencing me.
You're very welcome.
It is fun. I will sleep now.
And I will do the same. But in about 5 to 7 minutes once I fell asleep.
That was really specific timing there, 5 to 7 minutes. Lex being that logical individual and almost clockwork in nature in 5 to 7 minutes. I'll say 6 minutes. Lex just... and all of you sleep and get a long rest. And you awake the next morning. I'll say you awake sort of mid-morning. You've not had sort of a proper full 8 hours rest, so to speak. Will still count as a long rest, but it's that feeling where you wake up slightly groggy because you had a late night. Some of you drank. Right. Callum wakes up. Why do I drink wine? Don't let me drink anymore, Lex. Fuck's sake. I think I need to be... What do they call it? Freezing chicken or something like that?
Cold pigeon? No, that's not right. Cold. Anyway, why am I responsible for your head? I said small glass of wine. You chugged a jug. I have no influence over
What I'm saying is,
your
don't let
habits.
me drink like that again. You're meant to be the responsible one. And I mean, apparently, Aegeus says he serves you. I heard that last night. Did anybody hear that last night? It was just me. I heard it.
Yeah, the only thing he usually serves me is emotional discomfort. But yeah.
Now that I can believe.
If I'm the boss
Very good.
and you're all my
What's the-
employees, I'm quite happy to run with that. Hopefully you do what I
Apparently,
say.
I'm not an official employee. I'm just sort of an affiliate.
Subcontractor?
I don't subcontractors get paid? So far, I've been paid jack shit. Unless you count a trip to the Feywild, which was unwilling.
We rescued you. You're welcome.
I feel that was more out of guilt than gratitude or, like, care.
Hey, the motive is not important. What is important is you're here now.
Back to the Feywild you go.
The motive is not important. So if you kill someone, like somebody kills somebody on the street and like it's murder, is the motive not important there? Is this too deep for, like, what fucking time is it?
That's true, because we did kill a lot of priests we had a... Yeah,
but the
sorry, we're
priest.
going down the rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah,
Long
the
story short,
rabbits?
you're hungover, but
I am.
you're welcome.
Gives you a thumbs up. Edius, now in bone form, sort of sits up. We make any money?
I will just drop a gold coin in his boot.
He gives you a thumbs up. And you all sort of get dressed. Jewel, anything you're doing this morning with the Kami?
Jewel would be thinking about the fact that they may be heading to the Crystalline Isle, and think, last time we tried to communicate with them, they weren't quite sure what to do, but we'll still attempt to write another letter to give them forewarning that they're on their way. The reason for it is, as much as they know that a letter is likely to be slower than them on the ship, it is still worth writing it in case the Crystalline Isle can sense that they're writing it.
Okay.
So we'll be writing a letter to Master Alaric, I believe. Could be wrong. And it'll go along the lines of, Master Alaric, we will be returning to the Crystalline Isle to reconvene with you and hopefully pass on some information. We hope our visit will be agreeable to you. Best wishes, Jewel and the Planar Detective Agency. She will write that and fold it up, giving and ready to give full intention to then take it to anywhere they would be able to send a letter.
Okay. So you sort of package that up and find what is effectively a medieval post office within Eleanor, a messenger hub, if you like. And you have to pay sort of a copper piece to send this. But
if it is possible to go any more expediently, please make sure you do so. Here is doubles the price to make sure it goes. Thank you.
And it's sort of the postmaster looks and, by all means, love, by all means, and sort of takes where this would usually potentially be human delivered, takes down or holds out the hand, a little wagtail type bird jumps on. How my sweet, be taking this with you. And the wagtail just flutters off.
Happy, therefore, that we've given some notice. We'll head back to the group.
Very good. What else are we doing then?
If we reconvene downstairs, then...
Yes. I'll say you meet back at the Sailor Solace, the tavern.
Yeah. Lex, did you find anything about the artifact?
Not as much as I was hoping. I couldn't figure out what it did, what power it had, or whether it had any form of corruption in it. But what I did get, and there's no one else here in the room, is there? Just us guys.
I'll say you're in a quiet corner of the tavern right now.
Okay. The only weird thing that happens is I took it out of the box, and just out of curiosity, I took the astral plane necklace out of the box, and that's when it got weird, because Cog all of a sudden malfunctioned, dropped to the floor, and I know, buddy, I know. There's a pat on the head as he has a little flashback. And then I was like, they were like opposing forces. I couldn't bring them together. I was like stuck. And then, but the weirdest thing is my my Mana Stone of Time necklace started glowing with purple veins like an impure form of Mana Stone does. And they seemed to just glow brighter and brighter. So I panicked and put the book back in the box.
They are all intrinsically magical, but also very different items. So for them to react to each other is it not quite odd?
Well, all I'm thinking is they all channel a different type of power, maybe, and the multiverse is connected. So if the astral plane's connected to everything, Shadowfell, the Mana Stone could be, I suppose, that conduit for this plane. But it's the Mana Stone of Time, right? So that made me think, if Shadow the Fallen is investigating and trying to learn about chronomancy, he cannot learn about my connection to the magic or there's Mana Stone of Time. He will want it. He will use it for evil.
I believe you're right.
And it could also mean that the crystalline circle is in danger, and the Azure Tower is in danger because they have the biggest concentration of Mana Stone crystals I've ever seen.
I think we know where we're going next then. We need some more information from them, we need to warn them, and we also need to find out what is in those caves underneath the tower.
Yeah. And if I can learn any more about chronomancy, I can maybe increase my own power or even prevent him from
just
ruining
diminishing
his.
it would be amazing.
Yeah, maybe I can go turn it off again. That would help.
That would be very nice. By the way, I sent
so we're gonna head to the Crystalline Isle then. It's Cavan speaking in my really poor Tom voice there.
Yes.
I think it's the right call.
I think it is important.
Okay, cool. Edgius just sort of nods along with that. At this point, Borin comes up to you. I don't know how quickly you need to be off. I heard you heading off to Crystalline Isle. I don't deal with mages too much, but while you're in town, tonight is our, well, given the events of last night, we've actually brought it forward, but tonight's the Silver Moon Festival. They're expecting a full moon, and, like, I don't know why, I always get a little twinge in my knee when shit's about to go down. My knee's been giving me shit all morning. I'd appreciate you just hanging around, given what you might have done, if that suits you.
So what you're saying is you would like to hire the Planar Detective Agency for this evening's festivities?
Sure. If it means that no one dies tonight, or there's no... I think I drank too much last night. If there's no unnecessary frivolity, then I'll hire you.
Then you can
And
find
I'll hand
us...
him a price tariff list that I've put together.
That's mighty detailed there. Well, it's not just me that's feeling this, I'll be really candid. I just wanted to see whether you're open to it or not, but
we are indeed. Consider us
undergoing
engaged.
sort of... Well, we're sort of doing the final preparations. There's a quite at least in this part, she's well known. There's Fairred Leaf Shade. She's an artist. She makes these amazing wood carvings. All of those seem to have fucked off in the night. I'm assuming somebody's stolen them. You're a detective agency. Perhaps you can help go find out where the fuck they are.
Absolutely. Where were they last? Down where the festival will be?
No, they're at Fira's workshop. That's where she makes them all. It's down in the Silver Grove district. It's not far. It's literally just you exit the this is the tavern fuck me, I need to stop drinking. Exit the tavern, down the path, turn left. You're in the Silver Grove district.
Well, while we are here, I'm sure it is something we can look upon. Absolutely.
Excellent stuff. I'll leave that in your hands then, and should you be successful, then sure, we'll discuss payment, because why the fuck not?
Right then, thank you very much. Shall we, Lex?
We've got a case.
We shall...
It makes sense. They're still restocking the airship anyway, so we'll have to have stayed in that the night anyway.
Yes, I sent word on that we would be heading towards the tower. I thought I would try and give them a bit of forewarning. As much as I know that Master Alaric is powerful, it is sensible. We do not want to be, heading in with an airship.
Test. Yeah, yeah.
So, no, let's give
At this
that time to
point,
get there.
Edgius and Cavan just sort of look at you and go, "You got this one, yeah? We'll head up to the ship, make sure everything's set.
Sure.
Callum, you go with Jewel and Lex. We'll take Takami and cool.
Keep
See you
an
then."
eye on the festivities, and we shall see you soon.
And Edgius and Cavan sort of, I think I said Lex and Cavan for whatever reason, but yeah, Edgius and Cavan, fuck off. Along with Takami. Callum then looks at you all. Excuse me, darlings.
Bless you, Callum.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Elven wine. Fucking hell. Yes, very good. Cool. Subcontract. I'm assuming I get paid for this work now.
Absolutely.
Subcontract and all that. Fantastic. I'll take my cut. Lead on. Silver Grove District, I think they said.
We head down there. We go for it. And we go and find, what was it, an artist's shop?
Yes. So you go and find. It doesn't take you long to find sort of this, almost like carpentry shop, but it's actually wood sculptures. And inside you find a distressed half-elven woman, just sort of. Oh no! Oh no! 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 They were here. They were here. Now they're not here. Oh, what am I gonna
Good
do?
morning, madam.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Hello.
Oh, sorry.
We are from the Planar Detective Agency, and we've been told that you may need our assistance. You have lost something.
I lost this. Oh no. Tonight, the Silver Moon Festival tonight. I had loads of carvings that were going to be displayed, and well, they've all gone, and I don't know where they've gone.
What were these carvings?
Well, various like elvish artistry. It's just carving. I'll be honest. It's squirrels and trees and woodland creatures and just different things. They're all meant to join together under this carving of the moon. And she shows you one single carving that remains of the moon. I was finishing this last night. They're all going to gather under here, and then we have the full festival. Oh. Yeah, this is my biggest gig of the year. I'm not going to get paid.
Are any of the sculptures like magical? Are they used in any form of ritual or ceremony, or is it literally just decoration?
It's part of the festival, channels the moonlight, and does this spectacular display where they're all meant to sort of dance and move around. But I'm not getting paid, am I? I'm not getting paid.
When did they disappear? Was it last night?
Yes, last night. That's exactly right, last night.
Just off the top of your head, gut feeling. First name that comes into your head. Who would want to sabotage you?
Why would anyone want to sabotage me?
That is the question, right? I don't know if you had a competition in the area.
I have no enemies. There's no one that's not as far as I'm aware. I've not pissed anyone off, or it's all just just my work.
Has anybody? Do you know anybody in the town who is quite vocal against the Moon Festival or the Moon Goddess? or anything like that?
No.
Do you have any
If anything,
affiliation with
it's-
the chapel that? What was the name, Lex? So the Moon Chapel.
The Moonwell Sanctuary,
the
yeah.
sanctuary?
Yes.
Not an affiliation as such, but everyone in the city is aware of connection with the city and the moon, and last night all of that good stuff is I don't have any enemy. I'm not getting paid. I am not getting paid.
Would you mind either telling us or showing us where you were going to show off these amazing pieces of art? Were they going to be? This is a festival centre. Would you be able to show us where they were going to be used?
Well, they were here, so why would they be there?
I'm unsure. I would just like to know where they were about to be used. But
It goes into the city centre, and well, up at I say city centre. We say city centre. It's actually the top of the city, closest we can get to the moon. It's up at the Twilight Heights. That gentle rise, it overlooks the city. There's an old, well, I imagine it was probably once a stone circle, but it's long been demolished. But there's the remnants of a circle. There, we stack them all up there, and and that's where we dance. And I'm not getting paid. I am not getting fucking paid.
Jewel would like to have a look at the entrances, the windows, the doors, see if there's any sign of forceful ingress.
Make me an investigation check, please.
Not bad. 26. Pretty good.
26. You've spent time in the Feywild now. There is a distinct faint trace of what appears to be fairy dust, and the scent of wildflowers in the area. Make me Arcana checks, both of you, please.
Very badly. Yeah, terribly. 4.
19.
19. As Jewel sort of calls out this scent, Lex, you then sort of use your innate magical ability, and you almost pick up on a trail, and it seems to lead down towards the bustling market.
We will follow this. We will be back soon.
Please find them. It's my livelihood. I cannot run the shop if we don't do this festival. If I fuck this up...
After leaving.
Yes, darling.
Callum, are fairies often thievish?
I mean, you've met the Fae, right? They're all assholes. Generally, they're all assholes. Yes, they give me power, but they are all just fuckery and trickery, and they will fuck around all the time.
Okay, cool. So
I mean, look at Edgius. Lost memory because he fucked around with a large lady.
So this falls in line. Okay, that is fair.
Generally, yes.
Lex, what are you trying to follow?
I've got a... I can sort of see a magical trail of fairy dust. Just go with it. And it's almost like, you know, when you're on a quest in a video game and you see the trail you need to follow by pressing R3. That's what I'm doing.
Scent trail.
Yeah.
With your arm ability, you just
You tap cog every now and then, and this pulse, boom, and you just see the next 100 yards.
I will say, seeing as you've got Callum with you as well, Callum.
My original thought was, loads of carvings of creatures had disappeared, and we see loads of creatures in the night, last night, but they were different creatures. I thought, oh, they've all come alive and they're all just fucked off.
I was thinking it'd be really funny if we went back to the cavern under the Moon Temple and just found them all there, and some, you know, they put like a ritual together for it. And it was like, no, we did them back.
Yeah.
Callum also now pays attention. You know, Lex, yes, I can... Yes, into the market. That way. Shall we be off?
Yes, let's follow.
I'll lead the way.
Very good. You follow this train. It leads into the heart of the market. There are festival preparations in full swing here. There are crowded stalls, distracted citizens. I need acrobatics checks, please.
That's a natural 20.
Not bad. I got an 18 as well.
For
18.
a,
So you all...
a 33.
Amazing. All three of you then, even Callum, who rolled, what was that? It was a 13 plus stuff. 16. He gets advantage on acrobatics. How does he get advantage on acrobatics? What's that for? Just straight advantage on acrobatics. Fuck it. I was an 18th on the die. All of you masterfully navigate your way through this crowd without causing any disturbances whatsoever. I would also like insight checks, please, as you sort of start to make your way through and follow this trail that now seems to disperse a little bit throughout the market.
14.
14?
21.
Oof.
21. Between the two of you then, you overhear sort of chatter from a number of people. Did you see that strange fellow? Went that way, accompanied by a very bizarre-looking woman. What should they do? They would run, hurry, bumped into me and knocked me over, and the people did this. We are trying to prepare for a festival. What is this shit? And they have a conversation. They sort of, you notice where they're indicating. You also see a rather confused-looking vendor who's just sort of stood there looking at his wares. They had this there, and it was there, and now it is fucking gone.
Noticing we were on the right trail, we'll continue to look out for a male and female couple.
Very good.
Mischievous.
I'll say you continue on then, and eventually you find this sort of the trail itself leads towards the back of the market, and this moss-covered wall, if you like. Callum looks sort of looking at the trail, and Lex with your Arcana check as well. You sort of explain to me how a trail goes through a wall. This doesn't make sense. Like, what do we do? Just run at it? Magically appear on a train station?
I mean, it's a good theory if you want to test it.
Oh well, I've already got a sore head. Callum walks straight at this moss-covered wall and walks through an illusion.
That's not how I thought that was going to go.
No,
His head pops back
and
through
be
the
like-
illusion. It's not a real wall. There's more walls.
Okay.
Jewel will pop up her hood and then walk through the wall.
Very good. You walk in and find another market, but sort of hidden underneath this shadow of the hill that you now walk under, and sort of disguised through this moss-covered wall. There are a number of interesting individuals in here. And Callum's just going to look and go, well, fuck.
What is it, Gavin?
Not... Cavan's back there, I'm Callum.
That's what I said.
Must be my hearing. I know I'm hungover, dear. They're Fae. Like that whole group of individuals just over there by that stall, they're all Fae.
This whole place, or just that one?
No. Just this group just here, whatever they're doing, and they all seem to be deep in conversation. You see, they've all got these big sacks full of items. Whatever they're doing, they are Fae. Not sure why they're here, but
With a, I can make a perception roll. Don't mind. Can I see any of the items that may look like the carved or whatever?
make me a perception check, please.
Yeah. I've lost my mouse. There we go. Perception check. 18.
18. You looking at the sack, you just sort of see these sacks, and you do see a particular sort of wooden, what looks like a squirrel tail coming out the top of one of these sacks before one of them sort of then just stuffs it in, and you hear the sound of wood on wood.
Okay, can Jewel walk past the group and try and sleight of hand it back out the bag?
You just want the one?
Try and grab the bag.
Make me a sleight of hand check, please.
Oh, nice. 28.
28. In the dim light down here, then, while they're all sort of talking, they shift slightly away, and you see this moment to just sort of grab the bag. I'm going to ask you to make me a stealth check as well, please.
I have my hood up, so I have advantage on this. Which has very much helped. That is a 30.
Oh,
30.
come on.
This bag is full of wooden items. And as you sort of sneak up and go to grab it, it's heavy, and you sort of lift it up a little bit to the point where you sort of hear the wood begin to clink a little bit, lay it back down a little bit, and then lift it gently. Make me an athletics check at this point, then. Because this is a heavy bag of wood.
Yeah. 18.
18. All the good rolls coming out today. You then manage
No,
to
that
somehow
was a 6.
lift.
I just have a good acrobatics.
That was athletics, not acrobatics.
Oh, sorry, athletics. Then it was dire. Sorry, it was 10.
10 at that point. Then you go to lift it, and you've snuck up and you've not made any noise, and you are beginning to sort of drag it away, but in that moment you just, and it's too heavy to actually lift. Lex, anything you want to do at this point?
I can't really create a diversion. I was just looking about stuff I could potentially do.
Would I know that Misty Step would bring the bag with me?
You can certainly try. Callum at this point, seeing Lex just in sort of a flounder, is going to go, I'll try this, and casts minor illusion, and a wooden squirrel appears in midair and floats past these fey individuals, but one of them then just goes and dispels the illusion immediately, as their attention now turns to Lex and Callum. Well, you found your way somewhere special, didn't you?
Aye.
Hi. What's with the illusions?
What's with you stealing stuff?
I've not stolen anything. How dare you accuse us? And Callum at this point is going to elbow you, Lex. Just remember the Fey rules, darling. Let's not fuck this up again.
Hi, I'm Keith. This is Jeff. What's your name?
My name's Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
And the Fey individual, and you can see the Fey nature of them. They appear elven, but the ears are slightly larger and slightly more pointed. The eyes are a lot more vibrant than an elf would have. And there is just the slight tinge of vibrant colours to the skin. Pinks and blues and greens. Brave of you to be asking my name. Pleasure to meet you, Keith and Jeff. Jewel, what are you doing?
With that distraction, would like to try and move it, knowing that it's going to potentially make a sound.
Are you misty stepping or moving?
We'll try and Misty Step. Yeah, let's give it a go.
You misty step and take the bag with you.
Nice.
Where are you misty stepping to?
Well, as far as I can go, so it would be 30 feet, and it would be So whether that would take me behind Callum and Lex, or whether it would take me behind the illusion, like the other side of the illusion, then I would probably do that. Wherever. I'm just going that far.
Does it have to be where you can see, or is it just...
You're correct, it is where I can see, yes.
Okay, so you managed to sort of misty step up to the point where the illusion is and then appear, and the face sort of looks... You be stealing our stuff. Give that back.
Unstealing it.
By now.
Blaming us. Hey, you accusing me of thievery.
Usher is back out of the wall.
As I'm just trying to take it, I'll go. Lex, do they work on favours? I can't remember.
We're just returning the stuff that you took from the lady. You stole all of her wood and stuff. So, what about we trade? How about we trade? I'll give you something in return for this.
Oh, now this I like. Why you be willing to trade?
Silver?
I'm not. No.
In the corner of out the corner of Jewel's mouth, she'll go, "How about a story?" to Lex.
How about it? Sorry, I realised I was there. How about a story?
Oh, a story.
Yeah.
Looks to the group. Oi, I think a story be mighty fine. And they all seat themselves down on the ground almost instantly. It's a graceful movement to them, and they just sit down. Callum looks and goes,
Callum.
I will never
Callum, you're
get
up.
used to that shit. What? Sorry? What? Me? Why me? I have no stories. And who's Callum? I'm Jeff.
Fuck it.
We're so good at Feywild. Let me tell you the story about a little UNT boy called Keith. A journey starts some 30 years ago when a young boy volunteered to be sacrificed to the Serpentine gods in a ritual that only happened once every 10 or so years, and a pilgrimage, some would say. But what actually happened was that he was saved from that sacrifice by a god from another plane of existence.
Callum, at this point, minor illusions, some more effects, just like appear in the air.
Jewel keeps trying to like pull the bag away and just keep trying to get out.
So you use the distraction, you're slowly dragging it back through.
And in this
They're
realm,
enraptured at this point.
he was training to become a hero of today, but a legend of tomorrow. No copyright infringement there, hopefully.
What a fucking reference.
He will become, or he did become, the champion of time, the champion of order, but an agent of chaos. And he will be...
We like chaos.
Oh, I know. I have some in me myself. So I am empathetic to your whims. This hero, his story's not done yet. The ending is still to be foretold. Maybe you might have some suggestions on how the story may end.
Story.
Not yet.
Oh.
It's a trilogy.
Well, now we need to think. You've asked us to help you with your ending. Interesting. We'll think on this. Callum at this point is scratching his temples like, I'm not sure this went the way we wanted it to go. Let's go, quickly.
Whereas Lex is looking really smug because he thinks he's nailed it. Like he does with every interaction he ever has with a Fae.
Callum then sort of pushes you back. Glad you enjoyed the story, darlings. Enjoy the festival. Farewell. And I've been Keith. He's been Jeff. No, I'm Jeff. He's Keith. Farewell. And they...
Callum or Jeff, whatever your name is, give me a hand with this fucking bag.
Callum at this point sort of walks and helps you pick it up. Just move quickly. Walking.
I'm going.
We're
leaving.
And I'm doing jazz hands as we leave.
You then exit out and back across.
What the crap are they doing here?
What the fuck did I just say?
I get the impression the festival kind of draws all sorts of... the festival's like this shit.
Okay, look, I'm just going to put it out there. Do we need to check for a portal? Or is the Fae just having fun and made their way here?
I get the impression they're having fun with the festival, but that's just me.
Were they fairies? Or what did we just meet?
They looked a little bit like Eladrin, I'm not going to lie.
Isn't he from Agrabah?
God, you beat me to it. Prince Ali.
Let's just get this bag back to Fira, shall we? Go, move. Fuck
Yes,
me,
no, I'm
heavy.
going.
Let's grab the other side.
Jewel will attempt to have a quick look inside the bag to see if there was anything else that doesn't look like it's the same, i.e. is it from the other stall holder. But
there is... You look in this bag, and there's a number of these wooden carvings, and you also see sort of a jeweled necklace and an orange.
I pocket the orange and the necklace. We're not perfect.
No, love it. You all then wander back through the market and the bazaar, if you like, and head back up to Fira, who's just sat on a stool with what looks like some form of alcoholic beverage. I am not getting paid. I am not getting fucking paid.
Madame, are these yours? Please, are these yours? And we'll then just start taking them out of the bag.
I am getting paid. I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid. I'm fucking getting paid. Thank you.
So are we. So are we.
Sorry. Who's paying
We're
me?
getting paid for solving the mystery.
Yes, we were made to believe that there would be remuneration for finding these. A gold piece each for each of these items.
I didn't ask you to come and fetch these things. Just, I thought you were doing it out of the kindness of your own hearts.
It was a nice try. Look, if you ever need a mystery solved or anyone else, please provide them with the name of the Planar Detective Agency, and we will be happy to help.
Do you have a
Because apparently we
business
do pro
card
bono work.
or a flyer or poster or
I do. Please,
anything like that?
here. I'll actually get the poster that I was working on last night and say, please stick this up on your shop front, and here's a card.
She takes out some gum that she's been chewing and just sticks it on and then plasters the poster on the wall. How's your payment?
Lovely.
Business card. Sticks that on the desk and thank you so much. I'm getting fucking paid.
Come on, Lex, let's go get paid ourselves.
Damn right.
Callum walks out of the shop and just like, I don't like this place. That was the most bizarre turn of events ever. Can we go now?
I would like to. Do we not want to stay for the festival, perhaps? How about we see it? How about we see it from the skyship? We watch it from the skyship and leave as soon as it finishes.
I like this idea. I don't want to be anywhere near any fey creatures for the next 3 months, at least.
Yeah.
Daft question. Is there any way in which we can, prevent fey creatures from... I mean... Not as simple as just, I don't know,
Kind of
using
get
some...
the impression they're just here.
Okay.
Like, that seemed
We
like
kind of made a
place
deal,
they
though, didn't we? Not to mess with Faye. Fate portal
Oh, yes. No.
in exchange for Shadowfell portals.
I mean, on the bright side, if there's Fae, then that's a few more Fae in the world and less shadows, so...
Well, then I guess that this is a good sign, even though they are weird and we are never any good at speaking to them.
I also get the feeling like
I
that
have
was
yet to find
harmless
anybody
fun
that
for
is.
them. That was
It did
like
seem a
harmless
little
fun.
bit like frivolity, didn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
A game, one might say.
If that's the worst they do while they're here, that's fine by me.
Indeed. Very good. Right, I'm going to head back to the ship. I'll let you go and speak to the
We
dwarf.
will go get the others, and we shall meet you at the skyship.
They're already there.
The others,
I knew
the
that.
others are already there.
Wonders off.
We just need to get some gold coins from the dwarf with the gammy leg.
Damn right. He said he was going to pay us. He better pay us. Otherwise he will
Head
sleep with
back
the fishes.
To... yeah, sailor's solace
Big horse
then.
head in his bed.
And you see Boring Axe Handle, who is the dwarven tavern owner, just sort of cleaning a tankard out. Back so soon?
Mr. Solve, my friend.
Yes. Be wary that they are that don't serve any Fae if they come in the tavern. Just don't. Let me just.
Don't serve any Fae. How the fuck am I to know who's Fae and who's not?
If they steal your beer, they are Fae.
I mean, I've had 2 orcs in the last 2 months who've stolen plenty of fucking ale.
Yes,
Are
but
they
they're
Fae?
no, they are. I mean, if
They
you
are in
suddenly
the
turn
new world,
around
I
and you
think.
do not have anywhere near as many tankards as you did 2 minutes ago, it was the Fae.
They look
I
like
mean, I've dealt
elven
with a
with
lot of folk
more
just taking
flamboyant.
tankards. That's a bit more useful.
They're colourful.
Elven, but a bit more flamboyant, colourful. Right. Thank you. That helps me. Stealing tankards, I'm not gonna lie, they're branded tankards, so of course fuckers just nick them every chance they get.
It's just a Weatherspoons,
payment.
is it?
No, I was just going to say, like, is there a clink from Jules, bag where she's like, whoops.
She's got 2 Peroni glasses in her bag.
I did promise you payment though, because you have rescued the festival, I think. I mean, that took you, what, 15 minutes?
We messed with time.
Yeah,
we
we
were
can
doing
round
it
it
for
up.
2 days.
You can round it up to an hour at least.
I'll round it up to an hour. You need to work on your persuasion, young lass. But look, there's 100 gold pieces. Just, you know what?
Fucking hell. There you go.
Good faith. Good faith. I'd kind of set that. I assumed it was going to take you at least a day. And, like, we'd get to right to the edge of the festival and maybe you'd come through right at the end, like the heroes on a white horse or whatever the fucking night tales are. But, anyway.
I mean, if you would like us to...
I'll be honest, that's the quickest we've ever solved any mystery, to be fair.
I can always steal them back from
Ah,
her.
well.
and-
No, wait, you need... Get out.
I'm joking.
Just go. Just go.
Look, if you ever need us again, you know to find the Planar Detective Agency, please.
Planar
Always.
Detective Agency, I've got the card.
the
I'll
one.
put it right there. And actually
Brilliant.
just
Good
sticks
luck
it
with
in
your
the
shit
grain
knee.
of the wood.
Enjoys the
Actually
festival.
feeling much better, but thank you. I will indeed. Farewell,
Next we have a
Planar
boat to
Detective
catch.
Agency.
Farewell. You sound like Gerard Butler, actually. That's quite a good impression of Gerard Butler. What was his
I'm
name
going to take
again?
that one. This is Sparta. His name is Boring Axe Handle.
Boring Alexander.
Where,
Boring.
where's the
Boring.
accent?
Boring.
That's what
It's
I
quite
wanna
funny,
know.
actually. Yeah. Boring Axe Handle, yeah.
Goodbye,
B-O-R-I-N. Very good. You then make your way over to where the Ebon Mirth is still actually in the water now, I'll say at this point. She sort of came down and glided into the water and docked properly. But those mana crystals are already glowing and you feel that static hum as you approach the ship and sort of walk up the plank, or the gangplank, onto the deck. To see your friends waiting for you and the crew of the Ebon Mirth all there just sort of nodding and welcoming you on board. And I will say with that then, my friends, as we then make decisions about what the fuck we are doing next, we will leave it there for this evening.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to finding out some more information of the Azure
It is
tower.
going to be interesting. But unfortunately for our viewers, they've got to wait 2 weeks.
I have.
I get to be a werewolf next week.
Yeah.
So yes, next week we will be doing episode 3 of Monster of the Week, where I take a sidestep into Dave's position and Dave takes a sidestep into mine. As yes, Dave becomes game master or keeper for another week. But yes, we will be back on the 16th of December. Well, we will be getting a little bit festive as well. There'll be Christmas jumpers, hats, shirts, whatever you like. And we'll be having a little bit of fun. And I think that is our last stream for December as well.
I believe
the
so.
schedule is up on social media. There will be a rerun of Call of Cthulhu later in the month. But yes, we have, I think, only one more session of Campaign 2 before the new year. There's that many times.
Unbelievable. How crazy is that?
Indeed.
How
So
fast is it
festive
gone?
celebration in a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
but looking forward to next week as well, Dave. I don't know if there's any teasers or anything else you want to say before we go for it. But if not,
Let's find out if
just leave it
the hunters in Monster of the Week can gain enough information to find out what is going on, and are there going to be other things in their path? I'm sure there will be. So it's going to be some more mystery, some more intrigue, and of course some lovely beasties I'm sure are going to be in their way. I'm looking forward to
Very
it.
good. I'm just hoping Tom doesn't call me Daddy again.
One of the best and weirdest bits ever.
Amazing.
There was
stuff.
a save me,
All
daddy, not daddy.
Yeah,
Just to clarify
it
for the
was, yeah,
audience.
it was not
Oh, I
weird.
don't know. I
Daddy.
think it had
was,
every
there was
connotation
context.
going.
Yeah. Very good. All right then, folks. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you once again for the raid. Lovely to see you all again. We hope to see you all soon. But with that, we have been the Multi Magic Crew. This has been episode 73 of Campaign 2. Stay safe. We love you all, and we will see you next time.